And today I wanted to share with you some, it was like success story of the region, how we started the year and how we ended. And I wanted to use the events we have hosted this year in the region. What was the success story this year? We managed to have one activity that has driven the development program in our own nation. Most of the nation have been, we have a technician, so I hope you have. This year, around 32 weeks of ITF events, 2 Davis Cup, one Davis Cup qualification events in Rwanda, and 2 Billie Jean King Cup qualification events, one in Kenya, one in Rwanda. We had 4 W25 events in East Africa. 2 has been already hosted in Burundi. We will be having 2 more coming up in November in Kenya. We had in the region 2 men's 25,000 events in the region and 2 men's 15,000 in the region. And then what was even the cake on top of it? Ethiopia as one of the nations from 0 events, and this year they managed to run 4 weeks of ITF events and 2 weeks of 2 men's 15. This was a big achievement for Ethiopia. And then, of course, these were the events we have done. This was the success story, but we still have areas where we need to improve. The first one was on the 14 and under event. We thanks a lot Uganda Tennis Federation for hosting 2 weeks of 14 and under. And Kenya also have hosted another 2 more weeks of 14 and under. But this is the area we need to improve in the region because we have more players coming from GTI program, so we need those events to be also hosted. Another area where we feel like we can increase is the participation of our players in a different regional competition. We had the zone championship that were hosted by Burundi in January. It was very successful. We had a very big attendance. Actually, we had 5 countries participating. And what was disappointed, the qualified team that qualified to represent the region for the AGC, they didn't participate in the AGC. And it was unfortunate to see teams participating on the qualified events but not participating in the finals event. That has also happened on 12 and under team events that Uganda has hosted also. Thank you, Uganda. But we didn't manage to have the qualified teams participating, except Kenya that has represented the region in that final events. So we still have a long way to go in terms of participating. Show you it's how I try to take all these events we hosted in the region and then I try to find a sense of success. Normally we host events, but at the end of the event, I was discussing with Mr. Matthias saying, oh, we have hosted an event, it went well. But if you ask yourself what was the return of investment on the event, it was just the enjoyment. We were not able to quantify the enjoyment. So my job was to make sure from the event, we can link the other pillars we have in the development. So the events we managed to link it with performance, participation, education, facility, and administration. I have been working with each national association to make sure we can get a sense of success. So this was the calendar of the events this year, and this is what I have enumerated. We had 32 weeks, we had Billie Jean, we have Davis Cup, and then we had some men's events going on. But we also hosted 4 weeks of 14 and under. So this was the calendar of the 2023. And this calendar actually, when I was having meeting with ITF, we have moved from 16 weeks to 32 weeks. we completely doubled the number of the events. But at the same time, we have got new countries that have been coming on board. One was Ethiopia, and then Uganda coming on board with a lot of tournaments. So Burundi also came back also with an event that was not hosted a long time ago. So those were the new nation that have come. So this is what I try to do. The events has managed in the administration part, the pillar, we managed to get a recognition of the government. Most of the nations that have hosted to get the government involved 100% to their events. Then, some of the nations here have got their facility upgraded. Rwanda actually got a funds from the government to upgrade their facility. They managed to get the pavement on the club, they managed to get the changing rooms. So those were the facilities that have upgraded because of these events we had. We had on the education part, because of the events, we managed to get 2 new white badges in the region. One from Kenya, one from Rwanda. Actually from Rwanda is the first ever white badge in the country. So this, because of the events we have been hosted, that he has got this opportunity. Then the performance, on the performance side, we managed to get one of our top players, Saad to compete at home. Saad never played competition at home. So from the first time Saad compete at home, and it has derived, as you will see, it has derived a success, very big success in the country in terms of the interest of the people. And then she managed to get to the finals on the first week of the event. It was something amazing. It was the attraction in Bujumbura. Everyone were going to tennis, even though they are not tennis people. So that was something in participation. So this is now the snapshot on what this event has brought. In Rwanda, for example, it has brought this commercial opportunity with Visit Rwanda. Now, because of the events, Visit Rwanda is interested to be part of it. Not because we force them, no, because they see the product we have produced. So this was something very important. And then the event, the advertisement, this year they didn't give $1 in this event. But we are very sure that next year we will get more money, because now we have worked on the report, the cost effectiveness of this, and then the impact of the events through the tourism. So this is what the work the Federation is doing to make sure now with that they can get to the product. Uganda managed to get this. Actually, this presentation was made by some of the slides you have seen that on the, but I will tell you how this has come to be the slide at the AGM, ITF AGM. So, because of the event, Uganda managed to get the attraction of and the recognition of the government. The government now, they are putting money. And then Mr. Matthias will tell you that even next year, they are also looking to the amount of money to be increased because of the quality of the event they have produced. And then this event has driven the newcomer tennis players. We had the Latif and the Abigail that were in the ITF teams during this year. So these events were so important, especially the 18 and under G30 tournament they have had. This is, I'm not going to spend time on Congo, but yeah, Congo was one of the countries where they started the project without a facility. Today they have a center court. This center court was not there before the event. So they are just because this is now the facility in Congo, but this was just made to show this is what it has happened in the starting of the year, and under there, this is what they have today. So just because of hosting events, this is what the government has supported. So on the education part, this is the Rwandese official that has been, who got the white badge. And this is the excitement that Sada playing home has brought. Here it's just one point, and then you can see how the enthusiasm that event has brought in the country. I know you are all laughing. But this is, you cannot imagine, all these people, this is the first time they see Sada playing. But Sada has been in the social media everywhere, winning there, but in their own country, that had never. And then because of that, we managed to get to secure a fund to support the other players that Alan Gatoto. Alanika Toto now is getting a fund, is getting supported by a bank that was sponsoring this tournament. And so this is because of the events they run. And then this is another part where this year it was a good experience. Actually, I almost forced Tennis Kenya to go to this part of I wanted because they told me that they will be charging the entrance at Billie Jean King Cup. Then I was like, what? Are we going to get people entering? And then 3 days after, it was full. People were paying, and then we seated with Tennis Kenya have asked someone who were a professional in social media to activate the social media to see the engagement of people throughout the event. And then with him, we asked him to produce a report. And then the report have shown this 1.2 million engagement. 1.2 people have opened, have shared pages, photo, video. We got non-social media reach 259K. And then after we have seen this justifies why people came to watch tennis. From social media, they say, there is something happening in Nairobi Club. Let's go and see. And this is what sells for the when you go to sponsor, you go to meet sponsors. You say, this is our power. And this is what Kenya has done. And it was very well. But this is the report now. This is how the report was looking. And then after I see that, I call Wanji. I say, Wanji, did you see the report? She was, what? What? And then when we discussed about it, it was like, wow. I showed this ITF. They were like, this is in Africa, we do these things. And then the communication department in ITF, we went even further to check now what the impact of social media in other events. I give you an example, the one in Uganda. Total impression 546,77. This was a video of a point. I don't know if you have seen that video. A Rwanda play an approach shot coming to the volley, finishing the. I think this video has moved around the world. And can you imagine, from North Africa, this is worldwide. And everyone was saying, where is that tournament in Uganda? And this is the impact of the event we had. So I'm giving you in Ethiopia, we had 95 impression. And then, so Burundi, just the Saad one, we got 184,000 impression. And this is what said in the sponsoring. And this is what we have done this year. Now I get you now the engagement. So this is now what we have got. The interest of our events. You see down there, this is the DRC Congo Davis Cup, the Minister of Sport starting the game. On top there, Mr. Kenani chair with the Minister of Sport of Kenya. You go on the other side, these are the VIP that came to close the G30 in Congo Brazzaville. You come down there, this was in Ethiopia, and you can see this was in Ethiopia. That picture there, this is a quali match. Huh? This is the spectator for qualify, G30. When ITF said G30, all these people watching a G30 match, this is what we have. So because of that, how 2024 will look now. So this is something for you to see. You have done so much, but you never test the success of what you have. It's tangible now. It's tangible. And then this is what we have showed the ITF. And then the ITF, they asked me what was the return of investment in hosting so many events. Then I showed them this, and then they were impressed. And then because they were impressed, that was the story they brought to the ITF AGM in Cancun. You have seen all these slides were in Cancun. So I wanted to share that with you to say, wow, it was not just a nice event. No, it went below the expectation we had. So let's keep working the development strategy around something. To continue on events, make sure we impact one aspect. If we have, for example, a tournament, can the tournament impact the JTI program? If we have the tournament, can the tournament impact the facilities? Can we have more court built? Can we get the government to build more courts? Or can this impact your officiating department? Because actually we are working. Patrick will be moving around soon. Because Patrick, because of the event, today we have an exchange program of officials. All these events had East African officials. We had the Burundian coming to Rwanda. Next week we will have a Kenyans going to Ethiopia for the G30. So because of that education part. And then at the same time, we will be trying to link it with coaches education. Why? Because we want to, when we are having an event, to have more coaches around our players to impact the education of the coach, but also the performance. So we need to work together to get that strategy. But this is the anticipated calendar for 2024. The starting point is we keep what we have. This is now what I'm talking to the leadership here. At least what has happened in 2024, can we keep them, the events we have? But the good things with this, Tennis Kenya has increased the number of ITF events from 12 to 15 in 2024. Rwanda will be increasing from 4 to 6. Uganda, we have been talking, they are thinking. So Burundi, the next step for Burundi is to host an ITF and a 14 and under. So we want this calendar to be full. I'm going to send you the calendar and then you will work on putting events there because we don't want events to crash. And then if you want an event, Tennis Kenya is ready to remove 1 week and give it to one country here because we need to work as a team toward our players. But if you don't take a week, Tennis Kenya will get all this week done. But now, by fact, you can see there is on the 2022 July, we have a G60 Nairobi, G60 Kigali. They are fighting for that week. So what are we going to do? We will discuss with the two national associations. We see which week we'll keep on the calendar, and then we move a bit that week a bit up, and then this is what I want us to discuss, and then try to find a week for everyone. So if you go on the other side, in red, those are the countries that are not part of this initiative. You are not hosting events, but of course, because of different reasons. I know the reason. Some of you, you are still upgrading your facility, and so. But we want this nation to join the route, and then we see how we can impact. So this is now the project that in this 6 pillar on participation. These are the normally when you are sitting in the federation, say participation. What we have in participation. We have worldwide world participation conference. We have global tennis report. These are like a menu. When you are sitting in the office, say, what are we doing in participation? What do we have? In events, you have regional team competition, regional circuit tournament. This you have it in one of the documents Luca presents all the time. The strategy, the development strategy. Performance. We are talking about the teams, the touring teams. We are talking about the players ground. Here, some nations have benefited. Kenya has benefited on player ground. Uganda has benefited. We have formed a East Africa team, 16 and under, where we had 2 players from Uganda, 2 players from Burundi, one from we had 6 players, Burundi, Rwanda, and Kenya and Uganda. Those are the ones who were there. So I just put this one to give you an idea about what will be the project to initiate in each of the pillars. And then this project must be linked. If I run a tournament, can this tournament link to this project? Can this tournament link to WTN? Can this link to so it's you to work around this, and then that will get us something. So what I wanted to do today, all this, we are just trying to get the National Association to have a performance management approach. If we do things isolatedly, we are not building a system, we are not building a project. So let's get this management approach, where if I do something, it's going to bring this, it's going to bring this, and then everyone is going to benefit it. At the same time, linking more development pillar, this is the key. Don't do an isolated project because there is no return of investment. And now, we didn't win a match. We didn't win. I didn't show you the ranked players in the region. Why? Because we are still far from where we want to be. But if we can measure a little success, we will be winning. But the first things we want to win before to run a simple things like this. So this one will bring us to the win. So that was my presentation today, just to drive a bit the sense of a little success. Thank you, Mr. President.